Well, he's quick and tough and fast and can catch. I think he's catching the ball this year as well as he ever has, and I think they're utilizing him more. Will be the closest offense that we've played since we've been at Purdue that will look just like our offense.
You mentioned that it was a schedule that may not have been conducive to the talent level of the team. Looking at that stretch with Oregon, Notre Dame, Penn State, Ohio State, how does that rank in terms of the toughest stretches of schedule that you've had in your time at Purdue?
Well, I think it is the toughest of any time we've been here. The 12 seasons we've been here, I think this is the toughest go that we've had in terms of opponents and the quality of the opponents, back-to-back-to-back type things. So I think it's been the most challenging of any we've had. Well, I think Brock and the rest of the defensive coaches have done a good job keeping them together. I mean, we've certainly had some major adjustments that we've had to go through over the course of the season, but one thing that's been consistent is we've played consistently well in the red zone. I think our red zone defense is the best part of our defense. And, you know, last week the defensive line was very good in the run game. We got 3 sacks. They were on scrambles. They weren't on traditional drop back sacks. So that tells me that guys are hustling, playing at a high energy level. And, I think that's pretty much summarizes how our defense is playing at this time. Well, they're excellent against the run. They're a physical defense. I think that number 99 is really as good a defensive end as there is in the Big Ten. Wooten, he's playing very well. He's a big guy, 6'7", too much. 6'7", too much. But they're a physical front, and their linebackers are physical, and they take pride in being a physical team. Now, they play a lot of guys close to the line of scrimmage. Against Iowa many times, or Michigan State, many times they had what we call 8 guys in the box. In other words, 8 guys from tackle to tackle. They bring their safety down. It's going to be hard to run against a team like that. I don't care who you are. And, I think that's where they've improved in terms of their physical style of play. I see a much more physical Northwestern defense than I've seen in the past. Well, he's quick and tough and fast and can catch. I think he's catching the ball this year as well as he ever has, and I think they're utilizing him more as a receiver. But he got off to a great start as the freshman offensive player of the year, and really outside of the fact that he's been injured off and on, he's always been an explosive back, and there's no difference in him now except he's healthy. The only thing I see different in him than what I've seen in the past, not that he was a bad receiver, he must probably, I'm not coaching at Northwestern, but he probably has had good hands all along, but I just see him making a real conscious effort to get him more involved in the passing game.
At one point you said that probably a key for the spread to stay ahead of the defense was to have a multi-dimensional style quarterback and maybe some option. Do you still feel that way, or are there other factors?
Yeah, but you have to have the personnel to do it. But yeah, I think that certainly is the next step, because people, they've seen it so much and they practice against it. Matter of fact, Northwestern will be the closest offense that we've played since we've been at Purdue that will look just like our offense. The bubble screens, the option screens, our floods, our 3-man floods, our combination routes. I was watching tape this morning, and they don't seem to be running option with their quarterback like they had in the past. I don't know, if they've moved on from that and feel like he can better execute what they want to get done offensively. But anyway, to answer your question, I still think that ultimately, unless you have a real, I think to continue to run, the offense per se as we have it, I think that you just need to have really superior receivers and a superior quarterback, and you execute it no matter what the defense. But isn't that the same wherever you go? You have better guys than their guys, you seem to do better. They have a senior quarterback that's seen it all. And and he's executing well offensively, and their defense is is much improved in terms of their physicality, their style of play. That's why I say it hasn't changed, but they're just playing very physical football. They're getting after it, and as a result, it's hard to run against them. And you know, Iowa traditionally over the years is going to run the football on you. Ohio University is going to run the football on you. So they've gone against some teams that actually, and even Michigan State. You know, Michigan State won the game, but they probably have done the best job on Ringer of anybody so far to date. I haven't seen the Cal Michigan State game, but any of the other games I've seen, I think they've done as good a job against him. So when you watch them on tape, it's not a surprise.